Hey guys, it's JJ, and today I decided, you know what? A lot of my old instructional videos are out of date now. They're really out of date. So let's just call this one instructional videos. And the reason we're doing this is we want to keep it as default as possible, and I can break it up into small, manageable videos that you guys can watch. Okay. Here we go. We're going to just completely difficulty options, normal, career, and we'll give it, I always run with NASA. All right, so let's start a brand new career. Okay, this will be video number 1, and this one is going to be how to start. And this is with the new expansion. Let's see, our first thing is go to mission control. Our first thing is going to be gather scientific data and launch our first vessel. So we get both of them. This first one is dead simple. Dead simple. And we're going to use our command pod. We're going to go to utility, grab a Mark 16 parachute, and we're going to go to engines and grab our RT5 flea solid fuel booster. Now, this one, let's see, where's our science here? Let's try this mystery goo containment. Okay, let's put 3 of them on this one. And we'll just slap them all around this thing. Okay, things can be done 3 times with diminishing returns, but we're going to only do this once for this one. We're just going to call this Spaceship 1. Okay, we'll save this one and launch it. And one thing I've already forgotten here is don't forget your staging. That's usually the first thing we screw up. All right, so our first thing we're going to do is right-click our crew hatch here and do a crew report. We're going to keep that. Then we're going to tell our buddy here to EVA, and he's going to do an EVA report. Keep that. We're going to right-click the ship, take our data, and store our experiments, and then we're going to board. Okay, so we're going to do our first observe mystery goo here, and we're going to keep that. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to right-click these, drag this one up here and pin it. And I'm going to right-click this one, drag this one up here and pin it, just in case we don't have too much luck. Say we're spinning or something. So what we're going to do is we're going to observe our mystery goo once in flight and once more when we land. So I'm going to hit T, turn on SAS so we get a little stability assist. We're going to launch and then go towards the east here. So 3, 2, 1, launch. And just tip it over towards the east. We're trying to land in the water. Just let it fly and observe mystery goo number 1. We're going to keep that one. We can unpin that one and right-click to get rid of it. And this, guys, we can do another crew report. We're now flying. Let's keep that one. Okay, we cannot EVA in flight until we upgrade at a later point. So here we go. We're going up. We've got a couple of world first milestones. These are really important for getting our money up early. Okay, world first milestones. You don't always have to be doing a mission. We've completed our launch first mission, first vessel. It's given us some money, a little bit of science. Going to hit spacebar, stage, and then we're going to go to 4 times speed. This is just to get it over with and done as fast as possible here. You don't have to use 4 times speed if you know what I mean. If you want to kick back, relax with your beverages or whatever, you don't need that. Okay, your parachutes will deploy by default at 1,000 meters. So here we go. It deploys, and you slowly dangle and drop down to the surface. Now, important numbers. You need to be going under 7 meters a second, not to destroy things. So let's speed her up till we're around 50 meters up. And we should be able to have all this come back here. So here we go. We get down to around 50. I'll go back to 1 time speed, and we've got splashdown. and we haven't destroyed anything. Perfect, right? Okay, so we can observe this mystery goo now, and we'll keep this experiment, and we can unpin it and right-click to get rid of it. Now, since we already did a crew report in the air, he will have to EVA again. Don't fall off. Right-click him, do another EVA report, because it's a different biome here. We're in a water biome now, so let's keep that experiment. And we're going to right-click our capsule here, take our data, and store our experiments, because he can't have two crew reports in his hand. So let's board, and let's recover this vessel. Now, if you did those things, you're off to an awesome start in Kerbals. Awesome start. Because right now, we just got 29.6 science. Okay, science is the name of the game in careers. It's not the only thing, though. Money is much more important. All right, so we've recovered money from parts. Jeb got 1 point of experience, and we're back home. Now, if you right-click this, it says it's 75,000. 75,000, but now Kerbals can perform EVAs. EVAs and Kerbals on EVA can place flags. Very important, okay? Let's upgrade that. That's our #1 upgrade. We've got 60,000 left. Let's get some science in here. Our first ones we're going to get, well, these ones cost 5 each. These are nice. They give us more science stuff here, the thermometer and our first decoupler. And our communications. Really cool stuff to get. And then we're going to get basic rocketry. This is the main liftoff engine I use until we start getting into really heavy rocketry, which is the T-45 swivel, and it also gives us our first fuel tanks, liquid fuel tanks. So let's research that. Now, if you want to always bring your full ship back, or don't want to decouple all the time because you have, say you got your science strapped to your ship, survivability. Next one on my list, it also gives me a barometer. And that's more science stuff. But the most important thing is I can now put more chutes on my ships so that my ships can come home. It also gives us our first service bay where we can start hiding. We can open that up and put our science stuff in there so it's not on the outside of the ship, and it's less likely to burn off on re-entry. So let's get that one. Now we've got 16.6 left. This one cost you 20 and this one cost you 18. We can't get anything else at the moment, but we're ready to go to our next step. At Mission Control, we have no active missions right now. We can only have 2, so let's pick 2 that we can do here. Now these focused observational ones, these are more if you build planes. And planes is going to take quite a bit more science until you can build a plane that can actually fly. Now this one, it says, test a T-45 swivel liquid fuel engine landed. To perform the test, activate the part through staging condition. Well, we're going to be using it to launch, so let's use this one. And then it says, what's the other ones? Test decouplers at the launch sites. These ones are okay, but can we escape the atmosphere already? I think we can. Let's try it. So our second one we're going to be doing is escaping the atmosphere and testing something at launch. Let's get rid of these world first stuff here. Just the goals we've completed so that they stay by themselves. All right, we got 73,000. And then as soon as we're done this mission, we'll start a whole new ship here, okay? We want to escape the atmosphere, and we also want to be able to return. So I'm going to click so I'm holding it, hit Q to turn this window towards me. It's just it makes sure I'm faced at 90. If this window's towards me and looking out the door of our VAB towards our launch site, this means we're faced at 90 to start with. All right, so let's start with what do we need here? Well, we need fuel tanks. So let's put some fuel tanks on, and if you use Alt, you can copy whatever you have. Well, let's see what this gives us. Now, the important thing right now is we have to build under certain specifications until we upgrade the VAB or the launch pad. We have to stay under 18 tons, under 30 parts. Okay? Well, going straight up, let's see. First, we want to be able to bring this thing home. So let's put a parachute on here. And I'm actually going to, let's see, what else did we have here? We had something new. Where was that? It was in payloads, right? We've got this new service bay. So let's put this service bay on, right-click it, open it up, and let's put some science in here. Let's put some science in here. Because it's all about the science, right? So we can say, can we put in like 3 each of these? All right, well, it's not sitting pretty, right? So you have to use like your ASDW. We need to flip this thing over. Well, we're not, there we go. Just keep flipping them until it looks right, right? So let's put 3 in there. Can we put 3 mystery goo in there? Well, they're on the wrong side now. That's going to be kind of crowded in there. Let's put 3 mystery goo in there. And how about 3 thermometers? We're just going to keep flipping it. There we go. We got our 3 thermometers in there. And we're going to close this bay. Beauty. So we've got 3 of each there. Now we're up to 21 of 30 parts. We're not too heavy, but we need to be able to get this thing home. Okay. This is just me. I don't like breaking it apart when I come home. So what I do is I throw 2 of these on. I'm using X to change the amount of parts I'm putting on here. I'm going to put 2 of these parachutes on the side. This will ensure 3 parachutes. By the time we burn all this fuel, we'll be able to get home. 23 parts, right? Let's put some fins on this thing. You can also just left click on that. So let's put some fins. This will help us stay straight. We're up to 27 parts. Don't forget the staging, right? I always forget the staging. So we've got a pretty good one here that should be able to launch. It's only got 1800 delta V. Now you can check your delta V down here now with these ones, right? And it shows you what your delta V is at sea level or at altitude or whatever. So it says we have 1844 here. Now I'm using this one, like the default gives you it here. Default delta V, our thrust to weight ratio, all that good stuff. I use Kerbal Engineer Redux as a mod. It just gives me all that information in an easy to see place. So I'm going to keep adding fuel to this thing until I reach 1.6 as my thrust to weight ratio. Let's see, can we put 3 more parts on here? Or is that, oh, there we go. Got to stay below that part count. Now that's 30. Can we get this thing, spaceship number 2, can we get this thing into 70,000 meters or higher? Let's launch this one. Now, when this thing is on the launch pad, to make it really simple for you so you're not struggling well in flight, let's pin all this stuff, okay? Let's open this and hope this rocket doesn't fall over. So I'm going to pin everything. Let's put our mystery goos off to the side here. Pin 1. Pin 2. And pin 3. Okay, let's grab our barometers. Put them off to the side. Pin them. Where's the other one that's on this side? All right, so we've got our barometers pinned. This is just so we don't have to chase them if we're flipping through space. Let's get our thermometers over here too. We select this one, perfect. Now remember, the only thing we've done on the launch pad so far is our mystery go. So we're going to do one of each of these. Before we take off, I'm going to close this. Now we get diminishing returns, which means your first one's big. Your first one big, so your second one's not so big, and your third one is minuscule, okay? So we're trying to get to 70,000 on this one. Let's, right off the bat, we cannot do a crew report twice from the same place or an EVA twice from the same place. Like you can, if I EVA here, and I try an EVA report, I get 0 science. Same with crew reports. So let's do all this here. We need to board here. Let's do our first ones. Okay, our first ones, we're going to observe our mystery goo. As you can see, 0.7 science. Hey, we're still covering it, right? Let's log our pressure data. This is 3.6. Let's keep that. And let's view our temperature. Okay, we're going to keep that. Now you can review all this stuff. What I'm going to do is unpin these 3 and right click. Now I know these are the only ones I have left. So I want to do 1 in flight and then 1 if we can get above 70,000. All right, 2260. We're going to take off here. We're going to hit T for SAS. We're just going to go straight up. We're going to hit Z or Z for full throttle, and we're launching in 3, 2, 1. Now, as we're going up, I'm going to observe and keep, log pressure data and keep, log temperature and keep. I'm going to turn the pins off and right click one more time. Now the only important thing here is we want to keep below 270 meters a second, below 10,000. Otherwise, we'll start to burn up. So we can keep it, it doesn't have to be super below it. You want to slow really far down, till 10,000 meters. And then we can hit the throttle again. All right, so we're going up here. We're almost to 10,000. Once we get past 10,000, we can go up to 800 meters a second. So here we go, past 10,000. Let's hit the gas. This is Kerbal Engineer Redux showing me this stuff. You can hit M and take a look at your apoapsis here to see this. We're going to go straight up till the apoapsis says 72,000. Maybe. Remember, this is how high we're going to be when we get up there. The problem is you slow down because we're still in atmosphere, right? As you can see here, the apoapsis height is dropping rather fast, and we have to make sure we get up there. Okay, so we're going through 38,000 feet, 39, 40, and it's slowly dropping. So we're going to get it. We have to wait till it says 70,000 here. Can we do a crew report in flight now? There we go. Let's keep that one. Now, this one, anytime you're doing a launch, here's another one, guys. Alt F5, okay? It's a quick save by default, but you can change this so that you can load it as something else. Say we call this one quick save file name 1. This means if we screw up, we can hold Alt F9 and load 1 again. The difference between the persistent, if your guy's dying and you load the persistent save, that person's dead forever. Your screw-up's gone for good, right? Now, I wouldn't suggest EVAing on the way up because you're doing pretty high speed. There's some friction involved there, right? If you EVA, chances are Jeb's going to fall off the ladder and your ship's gone along with all your science. All right, so we're 7,000 away. We're not dropping anymore here, which is pretty cool. So as soon as we're past 70,000 here, that's why you want to go over 70,000, because you want to give yourself a couple of seconds before things go really south. Now, our first things we're going to do here is we're going to do an EVA. Let's do an EVA with Jeb. EVA report. Keep that. Right-click your ship. Take your data, store it. Because remember, we've already done a crew report. Board, do another crew report. Okay, we're going to keep that one. Now let's do our observes and keep all of these. All right. So we've completed all our missions here. Our contract's complete. A whole bunch more world firsts. We've escaped the atmosphere. Let's see. That's pretty nice, eh? All right, remember the one thing. Whenever you EVA, Jeb shuts off the SAS. We've still got 997 meters a second at delta V. We're going to use this to slow ourselves down. Now, when you get up to around 800 meters a second, falling backwards, the problem is it starts to flip you over. It's going to want to go in head first. Well, our parachutes are at the top, so we don't want them to burn off. So what I'm going to do is try to keep pointed straight up for right now. And when I get up to 800 meters a second, I'm going back to full throttle to try to slow myself down. I'm coming down over mountains, so if we tip over a bit, let's tip over this way. And I'm going to do a quick burn here. I want to land right at Kerbal Space Station. I don't want to land in these mountains beside it, so let's flip over here just a little bit. Try to make it go sideways a bit. There we go. Well, we're down to 341 delta V. You don't want to land here. This is mountains. Mountains are a bad, bad thing. All right, so let's try to stand this thing back up. Landing in water is always easier than landing on land. And I could have tipped over a little bit towards the east when we started to make this easier. So we're coming up on 800 meters a second here. And it's going to want to fall over. It's going to want to fall over. So let's, right about here, let's burn just to slow ourselves down straight up again. Don't let this go down to 0, but let's burn off the rest of our fuel here and just let it fall straight down. We got another world first milestone here. We have broken a land distance record. All money, right? Like, it's amazing how much money we've made. 183,000 again. So we're coming back down here. And as we get into the thicker air of the atmosphere here, it'll slow us down by itself. Right now, Kerbal Engineer Redux tells me I weigh 3,648 kgs. That's okay. I've got 3 parachutes, but they're red right now. If they're red, as soon as you deploy them, they'll burn off and you're plunging to your death. So we got to wait till we slow down a little bit more. Yellow is okay. I prefer to wait till it's white. White is a safe deploy. And here we go. Coming back down. Uh-oh. It's falling on its side. We're still coming in here, hoofing her fast. As soon as these turn yellow, we need to deploy them quite quickly. There we go. They're white. We deploy them. Now, once these deploy at 1,000 meters above surface, okay? Right now, this is altitude above sea level. It can change. If you're landing above mountains and the mountains are 4,000 up, it'll say they're deploying at 5,000. Pay attention to that because you don't want to be surprised. Okay, once these deploy and you slow all the way down, and I do mean all the way down, you can once again EVA Jeb, and we can have him do an EVA report flying over Kerbin's water. We can keep that. Right-click the ship, take the data, store the experiment, and board. Can we do a crew report? Crew report while flying over Kerbin's water. Now the thing is, there's different biomes, right? Biomes mean different, what would be? Like the different areas. Like you've got mountains, you've got highlands, you've got grasslands, you've got shores, you've got water. Every one of those places you can do a different EVA and you can do a different crew report. So here we go. We're coming in plenty slow. Remember, we're looking at that around that 7 meters a second as your absolute fastest you want to come in. Let's check what our world first milestone is here. Land distance. Nice. Remember, these world firsts pay a lot. Like they nickel and dime their way up. We're almost 200,000 here. And once we land this and recover, that'll be the end of video number 1. Covering the first little bits here. All right. All right, we're almost down. I'm going to go to 4 times speed till I'm about 50 meters across. You don't want to come down at multiple times speed, because in this game, little things that screw up are magnified when you go super fast. All right, so we're down. Let's recover this vessel. Or is it going to fall over? There we go. Let's recover the vessel. All right, we got 86.9 science for that one. Beautiful, eh? We got the crew report over Kerbin's water, EVA report over the water, crew report in space, EVA report from space above Kerbin's shores, crew report from Kerbin's upper atmosphere, and we also got these atmospheric, this is the barometer, in space near Kerbin, flying at Kerbin at the launch pad, and then we got this mystery goo, launch pad in space while flying, and then the temperature scan. We got that in space, launch pad, and flying over Kerbin's shore. All right, so we get a little bit of money back because we brought all that back. He got no XP gain. His next XP gain will be if he does an orbit or if he plants a flag. All right, so we've got 120 science. We're just going to do a quick recap here, show you what this ship had on it. So if we count them up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 FL T100 fuel tanks. We've got a T45 swivel. We've got 4 basic fins on it. We've got 2 Mark II R radial mount parachutes and 1 Mark 16 parachute. We've got the command pod. We've got the service bay with 3 each of the mystery goo, the barometer, and the thermometer. Anyways, guys, that'll be the end of video 1. Thanks for watching.